Friday, January 17th, 10 a.m., 6 members of the Huron County Sheriff's Department and 1 Caseville fireman gather at the fire hall in Caseville where the Sheriff's Department airboat is stored. The group is under the instruction of retired Sheriff's Department employee Dick Kaler, who was heavily involved in obtaining the emergency vehicle and still offers his help wherever needed on a part-time basis.
You have a weight problem all the time. Anytime somebody's on here, you got a weight problem. And so you got to minimize the weight as much as possible. So we have to be limited to what gear we put on there. This is a floating gurney, okay? The top has to float. So you can throw this in the water. This will go down. This end will go down. And this has got flotation on the side. So anyway, we store a lot of gear on here, what we think is necessary here. We got multiple size life jackets. This is a throw rope, and we've used this successfully on several occasions. These loops on here are handles. These are the handles. Now when you do that, if you do it from the side, the operator has got to be your ballast. Okay? Because if you have 2 guys up here and you're pulling somebody up and he's sitting in the captain's chair, you got all your weight on one side. So what I've done in the past is as people are pulling them up or whoever, somebody's got to be on the other side of the boat. Just so we don't have any accidents. It's all about balance. Everything's about balance. The other most dangerous part is turning. Okay? Because you got to ride by the seat of your pants. You got to feel it. And so the only way to feel it is to experience it.
Kaler tells the group about the bumpers mounted to the front of the boat, which were installed to help dislodge other watercraft stuck in ice. Because there is no reverse on an airboat, Kaler explains when attempting to free a vessel, it is important to hit at an angle, as hitting square will only immobilize the airboat. The need for practice was already magnified to the crew by the issues of turning, weight distribution, and having no reverse. But another problem to tackle is that the boat, made in Cocoa, Florida, wasn't designed to be used on ice, creating a rather bumpy ride at every break. However, here in Michigan, this propeller-powered machine has to be used in any weather. The craft comes equipped with flashing lights, regular beam lights, a built-in global positioning system, and the ability to connect headsets to communicate with central dispatch, as demonstrated here by Huron County Undersheriff Dwayne Miller. The crew then went over the other gadgets and gear at their disposal while out on a search and rescue mission, such as this hypothermia bag.
Guess where the head goes? Probably that circle. Probably in the hole there, okay?
The bag is covered in zippers and compartments for hand warmers to help a freezing victim get heated up again faster. Another valuable tool at the team's disposal is an underwater camera attached to a video monitor.
So now you can, if you want to look up underneath something, under the ice, you can do it like that. You want to look down, you can go like that. You can see fish or bodies. There's Brett. There's Nate. Wayne. It's got a pretty good resolution.
The airboat can be removed from its trailer by tilting it back, but in the winter, water from the last run can freeze the two together. Utilizing a tow rope and an anchoring point, the boat can be removed for use. A second truck works nicely. Today, the deputies are practicing at the Mud Creek launch point between Caseville and Bay Port. The vessel is kept at the Caseville Fire Hall so it can quickly be moved to a launch point along the coast, and the nearest trained operators can respond and head out immediately. Huron County Sheriff Kelly Hansen said it was his hopes 3 or 4 new deputies would feel comfortable operating the vessel after this day of training. To fight the cold, the deputies wear an exposure suit. The thickly padded full-body outfits with an attached flotation device cost roughly $600 brand new. Dick Kaler says the department bought 5 when they got the boat and recently were given some surplus suits by the U.S. Coast Guard. Despite the advantage it gives rescuers, the origin of how this life-saving machine came to be in the possession of the Sheriff's Department is one of tragedy. Early February of 1999, 42-year-old Carrie Southworth of Elkton was driving a four-wheeler home from ice fishing at dusk when the quad fell into a hole in the ice with 6 feet of water, 3/4 of a mile from shore. Without a means to retrieve the man themselves, the Sheriff's Department had to call on local residents to aid in the effort, eventually gaining the help of locals Troy and Jerry Steinman. Unfortunately, by the time the group was orchestrated, it was too late to save Southworth. Carey's family, however, used the memorial donations at his funeral to help give the Sheriff's Department the majority of money they would need to purchase a rescue craft of their own. And with additional help of fundraising money and donations from many local outdoor and service organizations, the department had more than enough to purchase the airboat. The machine was purchased from a man in St. Clair Shores who was getting grief from his neighbors on a wildlife reservation about the engine's noise. At the end of the day, Sheriff Hansen said, "Sure, we spent some gas and money, but more use equals more proficiency with the equipment." I'm Brian Terry, and this has been a WLEW presentation.